Good morning, Ramdino on the Camino family. Day 8. I am slowing down a bit today because trying to make Burgos, and it's 50 clicks away. That's too much for one. So we'll try to make that in one day. So I am going to do that in 2 days. So that breaks it into 25 clicks a day. Roughly, what is that? 60% of that is the miles. So 14 miles a day. Been doing 23. So obviously it's going to be a much easier day or slower day or whatever we want to do. So we'll see. Oh, let me turn this thing around. Look at that. It actually looks better on the film, the camera film. I just dated myself. Looks better on camera than it does in real life, believe it or not. Anyway, so that I hadn't had breakfast, did not get my banana and apple this morning because we weren't around a market. So anyway, that's the plan for the day. We'll see if the countryside and the views change much. Probably don't expect it to. Oh, we did enter a new region. So we left the Rioja region. We're in Navarra, then we went to Rioja, R-I-O-G-A, and now in the Castile de Leon region. So we are moving right along, making good time. Daughter Millie's coming out sometime like in 11 days. I'm figuring is when I'll see her in Saria. So till then, I'm hiking with whoever's around me. Been hiking with a Canadian Mary Eve quite a bit because our paces match each other. And just have a quicker pace than a lot of people. I think the AT prepared me for that. All right, we're heading on up trail. Chat with you in a bit. Well, this is what our hike looks like today. Hardly a tree in sight, but this is what northern Spain pretty much looks like. All agriculture. Seen very little industry, and what industry there is pretty much devoted to agriculture. So it's all agriculture. Coming up on a hill, or we're in the middle of it. Can't see them now, but there's still some snow on some high elevations. But I think we're done with snow for this trip. And thermals. The days are supposed to be started out 42. That is Fahrenheit, and it is supposed to get up to 75. So yesterday I started in a t-shirt. Today I had on one layer, but quickly came out of that after we had desayuno, which is breakfast for you and me. All right, well, Charlie and Mike on up the trail. Since today's a short day, you might get lucky and today be a short video, but I'll include some pictures at the end. All right, today we'll be coming in through a bunch of towns before we get to the end of where we're going, which is Castillo de Ortega, something like that. But we'll be going through like, I don't know, 4 or 5 little towns, which is kind of unusual on such a short day, but usually you do go through something that's got a fountain at it every hour, maybe 2 hours max, so you don't have to worry about sending ahead. I mean, carrying a bunch of water. Speaking of sending ahead, that is the thing, is that you can actually send ahead your pack. And I might try that sometime. I don't know. Right now, depends on if my feet get any worse. They're doing good now. Yesterday especially, since I found some of that European brand Voltron, whatever it's called. That helped out immensely. So I put some on this morning. We'll see if I need to do it this evening. Well, if I'm out of breath, it's two things. I just came up. It's got to be the biggest hill since we made the climb over the Pyrenees, and then just the beauty of these purple flowers. I've been walking through these for, I don't know, just a few minutes, but in this pine forest, kind of reminds you of home, right? Don't see too many pines around here. I've seen some close to the trail and they just cut them down. I don't know. But anyway, we are really early. It's 10:20 and I got about 5 miles left for the day. So that's way early, but I think that's what we're going to do. I may keep going on and not worry too much about it, but we'll see. But right now, things are going good. Feet are doing good. I find that if my feet start hurting, I put on some tunes and I just forget about it. Forget about my feet. So I wonder if that's what everybody's doing out here that's got the earbuds in. I seldom listen to music, but I wonder if everybody's feet hurt. That's the litmus test. If you walk by, are your feet hurting? Or just in otherwise pain. Okie doke, here we go. So a good deal of the day has just been walking through this forest. Occasionally you'll get a little bit of shade, but most of the time you're right out there in the middle of it. And we're all heading to the same town. So, of course, this is from stage to stage. So that's, see that I figured that out yesterday, that the stages of stages is where all the infrastructure are. So it's easier to find a room. The times we've stayed at a stage, there's been multiple beds that are unused. So like for instance, last night, I stayed at, it was called Albergue Hotel. So it was an albergue and a hotel. But you could go on booking.com, you could book a bed in a large dormitory. You could book a bed in a 4-person dormitory, and you could book a bed in a I didn't quite get it. There was another 4-person option, and didn't really explain what the difference between the two were. So anyway, I thought, okay, after the night before, when I had the guy that snored so bad that I had to tap him in the middle of the night, just really lightly with my tracking pole, and he would stop for 15 minutes. And then I'd tap him again, he'd start again. I mean, this is like he was eating a cat or swallowing a cat or hacking up a cat. And so then I would tap him again, and he would take he'd stop for about 20 minutes, and then he'd start back. And then after the 3rd tap, he'd stop long enough for me to get to sleep. So anytime he woke me up, I'd just give him a light tap. He'd go back to sleep. Of course, didn't have that conversation with him the next day. Just bid him adieu. And he was an Irishman, so I guess he did a pub crawl the night before. So hopefully, and then last night, like I said, I booked that room, and I booked a 4-man room. Was it 4? Yeah, four beds in there, and that was, it's like, I don't know, $3 more than being in a larger room with about 20 beds. So for $3, the statistical chances of getting a cat swallowing snorer were significantly less. So I played the odds. I'd rather play the odds with €3 and he didn't snore a lick. Had a good night's sleep. Did a little more cramping than usual. Got a blister in a different place. So, but overall, that was a good call. So tonight, we'll see if I got the same option or not. This is supposed to be a nice, really nice albergue tonight. So we'll see if that pans out. One of these days, I think I'm gonna just spring for, maybe sooner rather than later, a hotel room. Just to pamper myself, have some privacy, have my own shower, and do a pack explosion, which that really hadn't hindered me too much, but anyway, you get the drift. Might try that towards the end of this week. Today's Monday, so that'll be 2 weeks out here. I might do that. We'll see. I need to check the map. There ain't nobody in front of me right now. Need to make sure I'm on the right path. There's one person behind me, but they could be following me, and I could be wrong. All right, check up with you later. So this is San Juan de Ortega, and we are about 25 kilometers from Burgos, which is 15 miles. So easy walk tomorrow. This is the old monastery, and of course it has the cathedral and stuff, but it's obviously ancient. But there's like this is the actual monastery has a albergue, but it's closed. So that albergue down there is where about 16 of us are. No, it's 22 are staying, but they are sold out. So we were fortunate to get here early and get a spot. I'm gonna go in here and check out the chapel and see what it's all about. Well, you walk inside and the temperature drops 10, 15 degrees. It's amazing. It's almost chilly in here, how much the temperature drops. And I don't know why the temperature drops. I don't see any type of ventilation. But we see these unique altar pieces all over where we're going, or where every time we go somewhere. I have no idea who that guy is, but just the construction of it is just amazing. Look how huge that pillar is. It's holding up that, and then all of this was done by hand. Pretty amazing. We're kind of in the middle of nowhere. That's an albergue and a restaurant and a bar. And then there's also a hotel. It's what they call a hotel up there. And it actually had some private rooms in it. So, but if it wasn't for the pilgrims, there would be no commerce whatsoever because there's no market here. That's what the fountains look like that we oftentimes get water from. That fountain itself, on the back, you've got the tap crossed out. So I'm not sure what it's for. I guess maybe watering the local animals. But it says agua sin garantías sanitarias. So agua is water, sin is not. Garantías is guaranteed and sanitary. So it says agua not guaranteed to be sanitary. So we're not drinking from that one. And this is a chapel, the monastery, and that down there is the rest of town. That's the end of town. Well, and then that's the end of town. So, and that's where the albergue I'm staying is. So that may very well be it for the night, for the day. But we got here at like 11:30, and by 12:30 or 1, the albergue was booked out. I don't know about the other albergue, and that one that's supposed to be open is temporarily closed. It's got bad reviews anyway. So this will be it for the day unless something else happens tonight. Oh, this is the old way markers that they had. Don't give any information other than you can tell you're on the Camino by the seashell. All right, we'll chat with you tomorrow. Appreciate you and hope to see you back on the trail when I get back to America. Until then, buen camino.